You are listening to the Brand Architect Podcast, and this is your host, Ani Alexander.
Hey there! Welcome to the Brand Architect, the podcast that will help you build your brand and grow your online audience by creating digital content. I'm Ani Alexander, and today it will be just me because we're gonna have a short solo episode. Because today I'd like to talk to you about something that comes up quite often. So, these days I'm being approached by people who, just like me a few years ago, are starting from scratch. So no one knows them yet, they have not produced anything yet, and they want to start but don't know from where and how. And I can totally understand why they're confused. These days, there is so much information on the internet. There are already many courses, podcasts, books, videos, tutorials, and new ones are emerging with each day. So many choices out there, so many gurus. So, who is the best? Which information is really valuable? Well, newbies end up getting an overdose. Many end up consuming almost everything out there. Well, look, I'm sure some of you have bought online courses you never actually used. You bought books you never read and downloaded a podcast episode which you did not listen to. And with the ones you did, well, did you take action and apply the knowledge? Most probably not. Well, what confuses people even more is that there are many opinions and advice that contradict each other. One expert tells you the best proven method to do something, and the other expert tells you the exact opposite. So what should you do? Well, maybe it would be best to start with the idea that there is no one magic button, no one solution fits all, no copy and paste template to follow. So, many tend to market their courses by saying, well, I have made so many dollars in a month, let me show how exactly I did that. Well, that might be true or not. Well, that's not the point, that's completely another question. But even if it's true, what is more important is that one has to realize that even if you copy the same strategy, you may not get the same results. Yes, there are so many additional and not so obvious variables that play a role in success. And the worst thing is, some of those variables are impossible to duplicate. So for example, how do you duplicate their personality? Or the fact that the guy might have already had strong network and connections in his niche before, and many, many other things. So you may say, okay, Annie, now you confused me even more. Now, where do I start anyway? Well, the funny thing is that here too we have two completely contradicting options, and both sides claim that those worked perfectly well for them. So, many say that when you are starting from scratch, before doing anything else, you should choose your niche and come up with your ideal audience avatar. The logic is that by knowing what your audience needs, you end up providing content, service, or product for them which resonates with your stuff, which leads to engagement, loyalty, and success. So basically, you decide who you want to do it for, you know that person as much as you can in details, what they need, what their pain points are, and then provide the solution specifically for those people. On the other hand, many others claim that you should decide what your passion is, what your main message is, what you really want to do, and just go ahead and do it. Be yourself, and those who resonate with you will come and gather around you. So basically, the short version of this is the expression that I'm sure you've heard many times before, which is your vibe attracts your tribe. And obviously these two options contradict each other. They are completely different, so they represent the starting point being on two opposite directions. I have seen both methods to work. So they both work, it's up to you which one to choose. And in that respect, the choice is yours. But there is one thing in common which you can't avoid. No matter which option you choose, you will need to create content. And creating content is something I truly believe in. And I think that most of the different successful strategies do have digital creation as the core part. Well, what usually happens? As I said in the beginning, many end up being trapped in consuming content. They consume everything, accumulate knowledge, get contradicting advice, and end up in a never-ending circle of content consumptions. And that itself results into never starting producing content. Many people only think about writing a book, about starting a blog, about recording a podcast. They wait till the ideal moment comes. They wait till they are ready, until they learn everything they need to know about the subject. But guess what? There is no ideal moment. You will never be ready, and there will always be things which you won't be able to learn until you actually start doing things. And also, you will keep staying an invisible consumer, because until you actually produce your own stuff and put it out there, people won't know that you even exist. So I guess my short answer to those who ask me where to start is: start by producing your very first original piece of content online. Simple as that. A small blog post, a short recorded episode, just few paragraphs of a story, a short video, anything you prefer. Just simply do it. Don't consume media. Become one yourself. Well, I hope this will make you look at things from another perspective and will encourage you to finally start acting. And I hope that this small episode actually answers your question about where do you start. And if you have not done anything yet, then this is the perfect time. Go and produce something today. Well, but before that, if you have a minute, please subscribe to the Brand Architect podcast on iTunes and leave me a review. That's it, I guess. Have a productive day, and I'll come to you with more in the next episode.